At 2:17 a.m., my phone lit up with a call from a number I hadn't seen in 12 years. When I answered, the voice on the other end said something I never thought I'd hear. "Dad. I need you. They're taking the house tomorrow." That single sentence pulled me out of bed and into a story I thought was long over. Because the man on the phone was my son, the same son who told me I was dead to him the day he chose his mother's new husband over me. What happened next taught me that blood doesn't always mean loyalty, but sometimes second chances come when you least expect them. My name is Marcus Reynolds. I'm 56 years old, born and raised in a small town outside Cleveland, Ohio. I spent 23 years driving trucks cross-country so my wife and son would never have to worry about money. I missed birthdays, little league games, and too many anniversaries. But I told myself it was worth it. Every mile on the road was for them. Then, when Tyler was 17, everything fell apart. His mother left me for a man who owned car dealerships and wore suits that cost more than my truck. Overnight, I went from being dad to being the broke, embarrassing ex who couldn't keep up. Tyler chose their new life. He changed his last name to hers. He told me straight to my face at the courthouse, "You were never really there anyway." I didn't fight him. I just nodded, signed the papers, and drove away with an empty passenger seat and a heart that felt like it had been run over. For 12 years I stayed quiet. I sent birthday cards that came back unopened. I paid for his college through a third party so he wouldn't know it was me. I told myself some doors stay closed for a reason. Until that 2 a.m. phone call. He sounded broken. His stepfather had lost everything in a bad investment. The big house, the cars, the lifestyle, all gone. Creditors were coming for the house in the morning. His mother had already left for Florida with a new boyfriend. Tyler had nowhere to go. I sat on the edge of my bed in my small 2-bedroom rental and asked the only question that mattered. "Do you want my help, son? Or do you just need money?" There was a long silence. Then he said the words I waited 12 years to hear. "I need my dad." The next morning I drove 6 hours straight to the house I had never been allowed to visit. When I pulled up, Tyler was sitting on the front steps with 2 duffel bags and a look on his face I recognized, the same look I had when his mother left. Lost. Ashamed. Scared. He didn't hug me. He just stood up and said, "I don't deserve this." I looked at the big house behind him that was about to be taken away and replied, "Nobody gets what they deserve, son. They get what they choose. You're choosing different now. That's enough for me." I didn't save the house. I couldn't. The debt was too deep. But I did something better. I brought him home to Ohio. Not to my small rental. I had been quietly fixing up my late father's old farmhouse on the edge of town for the last 3 years. Nobody knew. Not even Tyler. It wasn't fancy, but it was paid for. Solid. Mine. The first few weeks were hard. He was angry at the world, angry at his mother, and mostly angry at himself. He slept on the couch because he said the guest room felt too much like charity. He got a job at the local lumber yard and came home every night smelling like sawdust and regret. Some nights we sat on the porch and didn't speak at all. Other nights he asked questions I never thought he would. "Why didn't you fight harder for me, Dad?" "Because I didn't want you to grow up thinking love was a battlefield." 3 months later, something shifted. He started fixing things around the house without being asked. He planted a small garden in the back like his grandfather used to. One evening he came in from work, washed his hands, and said, "I found the college payments. The ones you made in secret. I saw your name on the records." I just nodded. He stood there for a long moment, then said, "I'm sorry, Dad. I was a stupid kid who believed the wrong people." I didn't need the apology. But I sure felt it. Last week, Tyler turned 29. We didn't throw a big party. We grilled steaks on the back porch, just the 2 of us. He handed me a small box. Inside was a keychain with a single house key on it. I got my own place, he said. Nothing fancy. But I want you to have a key. Anne. I changed my last name back. Legally. I'm Tyler Reynolds again. I didn't cry in front of him. But after he left that night, I sat on the porch where we had spent so many quiet evenings and let the tears come. 12 years of silence. 12 years of wondering if I had failed as a father. All of it answered by one late-night phone call and a kid who finally chose his real dad. Sometimes the people who hurt you the most are the ones who teach you how strong your love really is. And sometimes the best revenge isn't anger. It's staying ready to open the door when they finally knock. If you're watching this and you've been carrying pain from family that turned their back on you, remember this. Some bridges burn for a reason, but some doors